let's get into our headlines. Starting with the next gen storage concerns. So there's a lot of this, I think we've been talking for a while, but basically Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, we're learning that it's bigger on next gen consoles, up to 40 gigs bigger on next gen consoles. We're also learning that the PS5 does not support SSD storage expansion at launch. So you're pretty much locked on the PS5 to about 600 or so gigs with games.
664.
Look at this guy, he's got the numbers. And then each game's are currently ranging between like 50 to 100 gigs each, so you're pretty much just have enough room for 6 to 10 games on your PS5. Thoughts on this?
How many people? The average person buys 3 to 5 games per year.
You are correct.
So they're not going to be impacted by this. How many? What are you buying? Are you fucking buying every game that comes out? You're going to buy Godfall when it comes out? Like, get the fuck out of it. It sucks, and I do understand it being an issue, but it's not an issue that people are making it out to be. You know what you do when you're done with a game? You can delete it, and then you can reinstall it later if you want to play it again, because there's not dick on the discs anymore. Anyways, everything has to be fucking put on to the SSD anyways. So I think in the Series S, people are saying, oh, it only has, I think it's 383 of the 500 gigs. Oh, it's gonna fill up. The person buying the Series S will delete the games when they're done with them because they don't give a fuck. If they gave a fuck, if they were a true gaming connoisseur, they would buy the Series X or they would buy the PlayStation 5. Like, it's problematic. And with the Series S and the Series X, you buy the Seagate expansion. Yes, the Seagate expansion is expensive now, but you don't need it now. By the time you'll need it, it's going to be probably dirt cheap, and there's going to be third-party accessories there.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. It's nothing new, especially for those who have been buying a lot of
Oh, and
games.
holy fuck! No, one more thing.
Yeah.
Why in the fuck
Mm-hmm.
are people acting like this is a surprise? There's not all 500 gigs. There's not all 825 gigs available to me. I'm sorry. Has there ever been a motherfucking system or computer that has a hard drive on it, that has an operating system on such device that has full access to the memory?
No.
Does your Nintendo Switch have full access to 32 gigabytes?
Nope.
No, it doesn't. Like, this is it blows me away. It blows me away how people are fucking making such a huge deal out of it. Like, is this your first rodeo? Like, I don't get it.
Also, this is a similar issue of what we've seen in other tech, like phones. If you remember, phones you used to be able to expand the memory. Pretty sure you can't do that anymore, as far as I know.
I think aren't Galaxy phones built that way?
I don't know. I haven't had one of those in a
It
while.
used to be.
So
I
that's the
have
thing.
one now, but I don't.
Yeah,
I
so
just, for,
I think that the trend is pretty much, look, you don't need to hoard everything on your tech anymore. You have to get used to, even if you have physical collections, the reality is you pretty much have to delete things now.
Did they say anything about like archiving software or cloud storage?
well, um, there's there's something with USB drives too, and you could
Oh, I know
use
that's like, oh,
you can put PlayStation 4 games on a USB drive, but not PlayStation 5. But I think with the Series X, you can use a USB. I don't know. You know what? Get over it. Get over it. That's what you have to do here. You have to get over the situation. You can't use an SSD at launch. Whoop de fucking do. You're not filling up 600 plus gigs. You're not, unless you are a game reviewer.
Yeah.
Which, if you notice, who are the people complaining about this?
Is it the reviewers?
Just saying. I'm just saying.
The thing is, it kind of makes sense for PlayStation, giving it sounds like they're really pushing tech forward with their whole SSD narrative. And to your point, a general consumer buying a PlayStation 5 at launch will probably be playing 2 to 3 games at most for the next 2, 3 months or so, maybe. And then who knows? They're just saying the expansion won't be available at launch. It might be available 3 months from now, 6 months from now. Although by this article, it does sound like a lot of people just don't have the tech ready. So it looks more like it could be a year or two. But it's not a matter of it's not happening. It's, there will be that expansion slot specifically for the PS5. You've been talking about the Xbox where it already is um, expandable. But
Yeah,
yeah, if
it's expensive.
it's
It's
a
expensive.
but that's a convenience. If you want the convenience of having access to 20, 30 plus games whenever you want, that's just how it is. Like I don't know actually, how about you, Greg? Your PC gaming library, like do you keep all most of your PC games installed or do you like clean them out every
Mm,
now and then?
it varies, like depending on what I'm playing, or like, if I feel the need, like I want to go back and play a game or go re-download something because friends are jumping on. But like right now, I don't have games like Flight Simulator installed. Um, I just uninstalled Tony Hawk and like a couple others because like it's just like any game. Like, oh, I haven't played this in a while. I'll jump in and see what's changed, or maybe I go back to finally play The Evil Within 2 and finish it like I did this last year. But I don't know. It's I don't like the pricing on the additional storage. I feel like I don't know. I don't understand what the problem is and why Microsoft specifically contracted with Seagate and there aren't other providers for the PS5 because I mean SSDs and in particular NVMe, the one that they're using, I mean they're pretty common, and I mean you can buy a terabyte for way less than the price that they're talking about. And I'm wondering, at what point does a third party figure out, how to put this in a sleeve and be able to install it, on the backside of the Series X. I don't know. I haven't, seen
It,
anything in
it'll be
person.
soon. It'll be soon. It's proprietary, but it's not like locked proprietary.
Yeah,
And
I think it's
it
only
also
like probably
depends.
like a harness or something.
Yeah, and it also probably depends on how successful the Series X is, because I feel like they could have done, if the Vita was more successful, I think a company would have came along and made a third party memory
Mm.
solution to the Vita, but
Sure.
there was no money to be made with it. So
Yeah. I know on the PS5 side, Greg, and I keep bringing that up because I have the article right here, but it's a matter of the M2 SSDs are not compatible with Sony's I/O controllers. Not that they can't be,
Oh,
but the current ones that exist are not compatible. Some it's the shape that just doesn't line up. Others it's yeah, mainly seems to be the speed and the
but
compatibility
yeah,
with
I
them.
mean, I feel like there's, once it's known, or once other companies can license it, I feel you're going to have obvious companies like Nyko, and I'm sure they're going to build something. You're probably going to have PNY or like some other company that also does storage devices or cards. I mean, they're going to make their own third party, and it's going to be, hopefully way less expensive than 200 whatever it is,
Yeah.
219.
yeah, 219.
Yeah.
If we're gonna I think I've only complained once mainly about storage, and it was on the freaking Wii U. But again, that was a case where I was a reviewer and I was receiving tons of games for that system. It's one
Keep
of the
on
only
playing indie.
so exactly it's one I have 70 indie games on my Wii U hard drive, port external hard drive. It's the only console I actually had to buy external memory for.
They should
Um,
have just went 1.5 terabytes or done some sort of SSD and another SSD with the OS on it, or some sort of hybrid drive,
yeah,
or because
price.
I know, but at the same time, if you have a 1.5 terabyte drive, it's a step up from where you were with the One X and some of the One S systems. It's accommodating for some of these next gen titles. It's offloading what you would have stored on the regular hard drive onto this one, the additional 0.5 terabyte. So you really would finally at that point receive a terabyte of full storage, which would have made complete sense. And I don't understand why it was such a big issue, unless they were really, really
So
striving to hit that mark.
that
But
that
I mean, they're
margin would
both.
have given you one extra game on
I
your
don't
hard
think so.
drive.
Really like two
One
or
Call
three.
of Duty, half a Call of Duty. Well, it doesn't matter what we have to say about it because that's just the reality we have to deal with. And it sucks having to delete and reinstall your games, but it is what it is.